Hi, for my field leadership project, I interviewed two people in the IT and cybersecurity field. Two people I got from my mother who's also in the IT field. Um, and I interviewed Miss Heather Kemp first. She's an IT consultant and lives at Nordic Global, um, both from Jacksonville, Florida, and she has about 20 years of experience. And my second interview was with January Gomez, which is the IAM at Nemours, who works with my mother as well, and she has around 9 years of experience. And although they work in two different areas of information technology, they both have like a lot of similarities in like the leadership skills and the way they go about their professional roles. One of the first questions I asked were they always expected did they always expect themselves to work in cybersecurity? Because that's not a field that most people tend to go get into, and they always start off in different fields, and they kind of just migrate because as the world advances, you have to advance with it. So and they both explained that they kind of didn't plan from the beginning to be in IT, but they just found opportunities to grow in technology as they like went to different universities, as they went to college, and they just explored different interests throughout their careers. And they showed me that leadership is also like is developed. It's not always just something that's straightforward, but it's also a process of growth that you learn from things that you do, experiences that you have. And another question I asked them were what technical skills were most important for advancing in the field. I asked them, was it important to have certifications, because I know a lot of people emphasize that. But Heather, she emphasized more like learning, making sure you're aware of how cybersecurity changes every day. And she said there's it's no right or wrong about having certifications or not. And January more so she encouraged certifications because it just puts on a title that you know something more than just saying that you do. And it shows that you're dedicated. And I really appreciated their advice, because a lot of leaders they'll try to just give you the short way to get somewhere, but they just helped me understand that leadership comes with being able to continuously learn and continue to improve on both of your technical skills and the your soft skills. One of my favorite questions that I asked were what advice would they give to a cybersecurity student that's just entering the field. And they told me, like, because I'm a cybersecurity entering the field, they told me to stay curious, continue to ask questions, just take advantage of all the opportunities you get, like being at University of South Florida, and just taking advantage of the clubs, the events, the groups that they have that because learning comes with experience and meeting new people, and then that's how confidence is built, by continuing to be curious and solving problems, asking questions. And that reminded me that I should be more vocal, and I should take advantage of the opportunities given to me. Another topic that we discovered was, cybersecurity and the future of it, where it's headed. I was wondering about the emerging technology trends that I should be focusing on, things that may not be playing a role in the future as much as they do now. And, AI, of course. And I was wondering, if can AI improve threat detection? Just stuff like that. And just telling me how I should be able to adapt to all the new technology and keep up with it, up to date with the news. I asked what departments do they work with, like how their daily day to day life tasks they do at work. And they neither of them they don't work alone. They work with teams. Especially January, she works with multiple teams. She holds access to a lot of the key the components to getting into some of the websites and getting into certain systems. So it's not just the individual effort, but it's also something that you have to work with teams a lot. For both interviews, Collaboration was something that they really wanted me to hold on to, because being able to share knowledge with, your team, and just being able to communicate with clients as well as just different departments, and being able to reach out when you need to and send that email, and just knowing how to work with different people from different backgrounds and diversity. Being able to do that would just make things a lot much easier. And these experiences will help you grow your leadership skills, and um it'll it's built on communication and just inclusion and just empowering people, empowering each other, because you all have the shared purpose, you all have the shared goal of where you're supposed to be at the end of the day. And being able to connect would be just is just a very important part with being a leader. um both of them just said, working with different backgrounds and different ethnicities, and just knowing other people's technical specialties. Cybersecurity really is really important. That's a very big thing. Because just having different perspectives brings about creativity. And in this course, we've been taught that diverse teams just create stronger solutions with each other, and it's important. And they also supported that, because as I it was explaining to them what my course was about, they were telling me how my understanding of leadership is it's a process, and you should be able to communicate and just grow with one another as you get there. And overall, these interviews, it changed my understanding of leadership. I used to think that it was the success of a leader, it comes from the outcome, but it's more about, the communication, the collaboration, and the road getting there before anything else. And as I continue to pursue my cybersecurity degree, I hope that both my technical skills and my leadership skills will be able to, help advance that. And then with the help of these interviews, I think I should be able to lead with, growth and integrity, and just building trust with everyone I need to. And yes.